guys and girls, welcome to another suggestions video. As usual, I'll give a quick summary of my suggestions first, and then I'll put pictures up of the document at the end of the video where you can read the suggestions in full at your own pace. Please let me know what you think of the suggestions in the comments below, and let us know whether you spot any potential problems or if something doesn't make sense, and if you guys do spot something, then I'll probably do a follow-up video to clarify. Cheers for watching, guys, and hope you enjoy. Alright, so suggestion in a nutshell is to introduce a global and local races, which I think would be a good way of bringing in a cash and item sink into the game in a competitive and fun way. So these races will require an entry fee in the form of cash or certain items from all players, and will give a reward to the winner or top 3, 5, 10 or like a percent of the races, whilst deducting a certain percentage of the items and or money that have been given as entry fee by the players. One way of thinking about this idea is the following. So imagine doing a clue scroll mixed with a bit of skill in Slayer, random tasks, and doing all that as a big community event or a smaller, more localised event with your mates, which you can organise through the CC, where you pay an entry fee to start, and a percent of the players who completes the task fast enough takes home the prize. So I'll give a quick example of a global race and a local race. Right, so a global example, so let's say there's 2,000 players, a full server of races, for example. And let's say the entry fees are Kraken Tentacle, which was 304k at the time that I wrote this, so it's already dropped quite a lot. So that'd be 304k times 2,000, that's 608 mil. Now let's say 75% of that's removed from the game, so there's 152 mil worth of Kraken Tentacles up for grabs. Let's say 10% of the players split that, so that's the top 200 players splitting that. And let's say the first person who comes first gets 10% of that reward. That would mean that they get 50 Kraken Tentacles back. Let's say second place gets 5%, so they get 25, and let's say third place gets 3% of the reward, that's 13 Kraken Tentacles. And then with the other 197 players, you can either split it evenly or it could be weighted all the way down. If it was split evenly, then each player would receive 2 Kraken Tentacles, so basically doubling their entry fee. And that would mean that 1,500 Kraken Tentacles would have been removed from the game. Right, so a local example, let's say you and 20 mates organise a race through the CC, and let's again say that the entry fee is a Kraken Tentacle. So that's 304k times 20, which is 6.08 mil. Now let's say a quarter of that's removed from the game, because I think the percentage removed for a localised event should be less. That means there's still 4.56 mil up for grabs. And then let's say top 15%, which is the top 3 players, get the split. And then let's say the weighting of the reward is 60, 30, 10 in percentage terms. So first place would get 9 Kraken Tentacles worth, second place would get 4.5, and third place would get 1.5. Now the reason I chose this example is because you obviously can't get 4.5 and 1.5 Kraken Tentacles. So what should happen in this case, I think, is that it gets rounded down, so that more items are removed from the game. So a quick rundown on how it works. So you log on and see a message in the chat box that says there's going to be a race soon. I think that races should be announced, say, a week prior or whatever, either through the main site, through the game, or through YouTube and Twitter or what have you. And these times should probably be changed, because if it's the same time every week, say, then some people might not be able to make it, which would be unfair. Anyway, so you've seen the message. So you've got to get yourself to the race start. So let's say it's Varrock Centre, for example. Talk to a race organiser NPC and find out what the entry fee is. Then go and get that fee, go and give it to him. And then when the race starts, what will happen is all the racers will be moved into an instance version of the game, so that you all have the same stats, so it's all fair. And there will also be a gearbox, a bit like the Tournament Worlds, that have the weapons, armour and skill in, and whatever other items you'll need for the tasks. Then in the chat box, your first task will be displayed. So you got to go and do that as quickly as possible. Obviously everyone else is going to be trying to do the same. And then once you've completed that, another task will crop up in the task box, and there could be, however many tasks. And then once you've completed the final task, if you're in the top percentage of people to complete it all, and then get back to the race organiser and talk to him, then you get to claim your prize. And that's basically how it works. It's all explained a bit more detail in the document. Cheers for watching, guys, and let me know what your thoughts are on the suggestion.